Being a person who was really excited about reading from age 3 before I could read because of a mother who just sparked that love and that interest in me, it was always a big part of my life. And I knew that I could travel to anywhere in the world through a book. I could meet all kinds of people through reading. And it just was like, I didn't realize that not everyone shared that. I thought this is how everyone feels about reading. And I had a natural love for wanting to teach children how to read. So when I graduated from college and had my first teaching job, and I was teaching children, first graders, how to read, it was like opening up a brand new box and not realizing what that child brought, what child number 1 brought, what child number 2 brought, and that they were all coming from different venues, different things in the world. And it was frightening because I just wanted them to love reading like I loved it. And I knew it would change their life if they did. But I learned how to do it. I was successful, and children loved reading in my class, and they went on and they became good readers. And then one year, as I met my children the very first day of school at the door, one by one, a little boy walked up. His name was Danny, and he wouldn't come in. And he said, "I can't read. I can't read." And he was repeating first grade because he had not learned to read his first experience. And I thought, well, something is going on that has prevented this child from unlocking that code for reading. At that moment, I knew that there was a science of reading and there was the art of reading. And that some children I needed to build their scientific approach to reading. They needed the codes. They needed the key strategies to put in place, and it would all happen for them. Other children needed to develop the art of reading, and Danny needed that because as I got to know him, what I learned was that when he was spending that previous year in first grade, he had become just demoralized about his inability to succeed. And every time he tried to read with his father, and who was a military man, a very strict, stern military man, whenever Danny missed a word, he was hit by his father. And so Danny had built a wall between him and the book because all he could feel was that slap on the back every time he missed a word. And so that was my challenge, was to unlock with Danny that barrier that he had built up, because I wanted his world to open up like my world was and like the other children. But from that, and we did it through breaking the emotional aspect down. And I went on to really study about the emotional impact of learning to read as compared to just the technical impact of learning to read. And you can't have one without the other. It totally changed who I was as a teacher and how I approached teaching reading, which I always wanted that to be my legacy. And I have been in education now for 45 years. So I have taught many children how to read. And it is at the beginning that is so very important. But I'll never forget Danny telling me that I can't read, I can't come in, I can't read. But he left that classroom as a reader, and I know he read many years after that. So that was a transformative time in my life as an educator.